Hi, folks. I love you, and my name is New. New today. New sweater. New dress. In light am I, afflictionless, becoming you. Do you see? A new way to see, to hear, to feel, to become the new and everlasting covenant that's alive, an alive covenant, a covenant, an alive covenant that has two arms and two legs, 2 feet, 2 eyes, 2 ears, that speaks like this, a living covenant. That's you birthing yours, that looks like you, a covenant of you. The covenant of you is the new and living covenant, eternal promise of progress, of process. I go now. I'm pardon me, I'm done with a lot of things. I have wailed, tried, and cried. I conceived me with the blessing of me. So I'm no longer crying, trying to figure out a website or how to do a new menu system or put courses online or a discussion forum or attract students or appeal to the masses. I am being me, Theodore Cottingham, in 2 shoes, a common man. I look just like this with the covenant of me, my covenant. My covenant, you see, came forth as I began to channel the words of love, words of God, words of me. I began to speak to me, but I called it God because an external source, I appropriated all that too that was happening to me, with me, in me. So I thought it must not be me wielding that power. I was not my source. You see, I didn't see. I had an arrangement of marriage with breath, with sight. I had an agreement with sound. I had a way of looking at things, thinking about things. I had been immersed in faith, Christianity. But I was experiencing a new deal. I began to experience that which I had no words for. I had no precedent for. Beginning in 2003, March of 2003, I began to go to a little chapel in downtown Tulsa. From 8 to noon was my custom. I would arrive, take out my yellow tablet and pen, and just sit there. And I would sit. And I would ponder, surrenderedly, not trying to edit my thoughts, not trying to convince, persuade, beg. I couldn't pray 4 hours a day. And I had felt like God asked me, will you give me your mornings? And then without any further instruction about what that meant, I finally decided I had to decide. I had to decide how to interpret that. So I did. So I finally decided 8 to 12, 5 days a week. And that was my target. And I began to do that for several years. And as I began to do that, I began to write. At some point during that morning time, that morning session, I would pick up my pen, or I would just have a thought. Usually before I picked up the pen, I'd have a thought, recognize its revelation, its origin, or its uniqueness, or whatever, just a sense of something. And I would pick up my pen and begin writing. And once I began writing, there was a flow. And I let it flow. Rivers of living water, you see, will come up within you. Rivers of love, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. It's an education system. It's a system of education. The new and living covenant, the eternal covenant of one, whatever you want to call it. If you don't want to use any religious name, channel it, channel me, channel love, the unconditional type. Because you see, there's a great difference, and I've taught on that multiple times. But see, as I began to channel in March of 2003, almost daily, writing multi-page words, receiving this system of instruction, the divine education, out of this world, challenging. Oh my, it was so challenging. And you can read all those first messages. You can imagine what I was going through. I had no precedent. I began to talk with other people I thought might even be interested, curious, compliment me. Don't count on it. Responses were often crushing. But I had this voice inside of me. I had a voice. I had a voice. Oh, what did it sound like? I'm not sure it had a sound. You see, we call it the voice of God. We call it the voice of the wind. We call it the voice of the inner me, the voice of the spirit, or whatever you want to call it. But I suggest to you, the real one of love, it's not audible at all. It's perceived. There's a perception. There's a surrender to perceive. There's an openness of a willingness to surrender, to open the door of your heart, your mind, your awareness, your consciousness. It's not a voice. It's not a voice. When I think of voice, I think of something audible. And it was a voice, but it's not audible. So was it a voice? It was a communication. But it wasn't in Morse code. Although my mind may have interpreted the dots and dashes into a syllabic language. Not Cyrillic, but English, because that's what I speak. So I began to write. And of course, I've said many things about this path of meonics. Meonics, me, on, M-E-O-N. Meon, where you begin to turn on your meons. I couldn't think this stuff up. I'm not that imaginative. Turn on your meons. What are muons and what are they like? Protons, electrons, neutrons, muons. So is it a Higgs particle, a God particle? A nomenclature you don't know what to do with begins to come forth when you begin the education of one. The internal education, the internal school of one without law, without attraction, without magnetism, where you're no longer trying to make sense of it as it comes forth. If you want to make sense of it as it comes forth and you want to edit it and to make something that sounds like sense or agrees with what you have thought in the past, forget it. That's not the path of meonics. The path of meonics is to sit there still as a fool not, but I tell you this. There's a relationship with a voice? Or is it the release of the voice that is you, the voice inside you, the voice that never left, the voice that says, I will never leave you or forsake you because I am you. Even if you make your bed in hell, I will be there. Why? Because I'm not separate. The voice, the inner me, the spirit of man, but the spirit of God. God before God needed a name. God before God was named. God before it had a 3-letter syllable. God before there was a construct of a deity separate from you, your consciousness. You, my friend, were it. And this is what I began to learn. And you see, I had no precedent for all of this. Nobody understood me. You see, everybody was nice and kind to me. I'd been in Tulsa many years. I had a small business. I'd been a leader in church. I taught a Sunday school class for 5 years, led a dinner share group every other Friday night that rotated between homes, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of enjoyment, very meaningful. But once I began to go outside of the box, I knew there was more because I began to experience the more. A teaching system that no one else could defeat. A teaching system from within. And this is what meonics is. Meonics, me on, me, me. You're the light of the world. Turn on your light. Glow. Glow. Literally, yes. You have the power. You are the light. You're the source of you. And when you know that, you begin to change things. And things don't change you so much into their image of the protocol of normalcy. See, I have a new sweater. Kathy gave it to me. I have new light. I have new understanding. I have new words, new nomenclature, new diction and grammar, new syntax, new way to speak, teach, a new way to live. So what happens when you begin to channel like this? What do you do with all of those words? What do you do when you're sitting in the holy place, a place of silence, a place of miracles, a place of receiving, a place of interacting, a place where you're no more exalting you to be under God in separation of it. You're no longer exalting your separation in a false humility. a false knowledge. You simply come as an equal. You don't even have to say it's an equal. The words don't matter. Not, but the words don't control. You see, it's your heart, your spirit, whatever you want to call your command system, command central, where you make your decisions, what you feel, the essence of your truth. So I challenge you to channel. I challenge you to faith, lay down all of that message. I challenge you to set aside your separation from the truth, for the truth will not make you free, baby. That's a lie. The truth will not make you free. The truth gives you the opportunity to see the seed of truth and beckon to it, hearken to it, write it. Write it, ponder it. Let that seed of truth become in you, not a gauge of the veil, but that which removes the veil to see you harbor no injustice. You receive the seed of the word and become pregnant. Mary, you become pregnant with the word. The word. The word of Jesus, not. The word of a Bible, a foreign entity, not. But the word of you. That shields you, not from you. The inner voice. So that your mind takes it over, not again. Who wants to edit it, confirm it, affirm it, judge it, condemn it, control it? You see, that's why religion hates the voice. All religion. They don't know what to do with it. They can't control it. They want what they can control. The message of, sit you in a pew. Sit down, shut up. Listen, don't make waves. Oh, you're right. Sign this membership card and commit to tithing. That's not the way of truth. That's the way of pledging your life to a God and a system of failure, one that will inexorably take you to die. Why do you die? Jesus said, if you believe in me, you'll never die. But Christianity, if it ever quotes that verse, somebody quotes it, they emasculate it because they interpret it to suit them with their commentary, their interpretation, their explanation that tells you that's not meant for you individually. Just like John 3:8, Jesus said, you become as the wind. If you're born again, you become as the wind. The wind, you can't see it, where it comes from or where it goes. You become invisible. You become not limited to the flesh. You wear something besides the flesh. You wear the cloak of invisibility. You wear your words. Your words? Is that not a synonym, a phrase that you can use to see? You wear your words. You wear an energy. You are an energy. And the source of your energy is not separate from you anymore, laying it down to worship a God. Because I hear. I am here. Are you hearing the voice within? That clings to another, not again. No longer searching for righteousness or a cloak of religion, to be accepted in their sight, to be worthy. My friend, you are worthy. You are conquered no more by religion, for I am here. Or is my word here? Or are you hearing your word come forth through your lips and seeing it through your pen that you write on a yellow tablet? And you begin to hear, and you begin to heal. And the wounds of the past don't make any sense to you, not again. They no longer deter you. They no longer stir up your emotions. They no longer destroy your effectiveness to be you, the real you. You see, the real you is powerful, confident, qualified, worthy. Worthy. I just love that show, Astrid, the French TV show, Astrid. Wow. I'm competent. I'm qualified. My friend, what's knocking at the door? Love. But if you answer and open that door, don't let it control you, for there is much love around the world, in the world, throughout the world, that is willing to conquer you in the name of love. No matter what they call it. They put that existential qualification on it. Oh, love, love. God is love. God. No. God is not love either. Just like the truth will not make you free, you have to grow it. You have to grow it. It's not like fast food. You don't walk in and demand something. You don't walk in and say a one-sentence prayer, sign a membership card, and walk out a new creation. But this is new creation theology, this is new creation surrenderology. Surrenderology. Surrenderology 101. Will you create that course? Will you write the course, Surrenderology 101? That's what I'm asking you to do. Because you see, if you see my school, if you see my teaching, you create a school. You, my friend, create the school you go through. You create courses in your school, the school that you wear across your forehead, that you banner in your heart. No, in your consciousness. Your consciousness. Because you're willing. You become willing to see a different faith, but a different face of God, a different face in your mirror, one who is not conquered by the evil of religion, not conquered by a faith that says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. No, my friend. Unconditional love knocks at your door, not. Unconditional love waits for you to woo it. To woo it like a romance. Where you hearken to a voice? No, where you come in the tenderness of love. A tenderness of love that knows no critique, no list of rules, no demands. You begin to come into its presence. No, my friend, you begin to release yours so that you begin to see, feel, and become one, not separate. You begin to woo you, the real you, not the spiritual you that you conceive somehow as being other. You see, this is my message, Meonics. Pardon me. My covenant I have brought to you. My covenant I have laid before you. My covenant I have laid at your feet. These many years, for 20 years, I have written these words, spoken these words, published these words, emailed these words, printed them and mailed them out snail mail. And more than once I've been laughed at, ridiculed, shunned. If you want to know the truth, don't expect anybody to applaud you that seems to be your friend today. There is a cost to knowing God. Well, there may not be any cost to know God. God may open you with open arms for the people that think God is a living entity somewhere else, something else that gives you a list of commands and has a soon coming king and redemption and all that gobbledygook. But if it's unconditional love and you start choosing unconditional love over law, you start choosing unconditional love to be unconditional love, to meet unconditional love on the holy ground of you. The holy ground. The Temple Mount. Not in Jerusalem, baby. Grow up. The Temple Mount that's right here between your ears, your consciousness. Because your consciousness is a flowing entity, not entangled with stagnant law and putrid enforcers that want arrogance to be their mantle so they can control what they want, who they want, when they want. Arrogance will not rule this nation. Nor will it have this planet. For I am me. I am here. I am a consciousness that loves Jesus, not what I did, because I was taught it. So I love Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. Jesus help me, Jesus heal me, Jesus that or the other. I was a Christian. I was devoted. I was disciplined. But I see the story. I met the master not. I met the one who humbled itself before me to tell me I was it. And we've never been separate. And this is what I tell you. You've never been separate from that voice you thought was God Almighty. You thought was the I am, I am. You thought was Yeshua. You thought was the King Jesus. You thought it was the Holy Spirit, but it was actually the real you that you begin to let out because you begin to lead. You begin a leadership where you're no more led to the peril, the torture, the hell of other people and their interpretations of what may exist for you because you are designing you. You begin to see you are a creator. A creator, my friend. You are the one who created you. And you create you by your words. And by your words you shall be known, or by your words shall you be saved, or shall by your words you be recreated now to be like the wind and be like John 3:8, so that you can do John 14:12, like Jesus said, if you believe in me, you will do the works I do and greater and greater. You see, the motive, greater, was to excel that present state that Jesus was in when that was communicated. Pardon me. So if you see my message, it's one of unconditional love for you. Begin with you. Begin in the holy place. Begin your leadership. Begin being confident, qualified, worthy. Begin being you. Begin being equal with God, equal with your lover. The lover who will entertain you not, rub your flesh not, but your lover who is the real you, the source of the source, the origin of the origin, the beginning of the conception of fools no more, is you who will receive the word and begin to cultivate the consciousness, not with a tractor, but in a romance where you love each other. You come. Then the two become one. You and your creation that you thought God created you, or that you were a hybrid of other hybrids, or no matter what we want to describe that with at the moment. Your present feeling, your existence, your emotions, your woundedness, your attribution of you, your acclamation of you. I love you. And I go, me to be with, not I am me. I am not going to God. I am simply being me in a relaxed manner. And I fly now. How shall I know this? I already know this because I have the words that tell me I am. That I do, that I will, that I am no longer separate from the origin of my source, because we create the living, eternal, vast, infinite, perfect love, which knows no commandments, no fear, no condemnation. There's a different motivation, you see, when love that is unconditional love enters the picture. And unconditional love will woo you as you woo it. 1/1 equals 1. No longer under the commandments, no longer under the judgment of God or anything else. No longer condemned by man. What will you wear? Your freedom. The freedom of your words. The freedom of an energy that is not limited by other people, so that your confidence is no longer assailed by the righteousness of the religious, right, left, centroid, or whatever you want to call it, the robots of the artificial intelligence, the insemination of man, of its mind to itself, to rape itself in its own energy, to replete be in its own eyes, control booting advanced operating systems of control. I love love. Unconditional love will teach you the difference between unconditional love and love, pseudo-love, imposter love, love that controls, love that gives you a list of demands, commands, critiques your performance, judges you unworthy, holds out a carrot and a stick to beat you to death, living a life insatiable, so that you're always trying to please. You're always trying to come up with the right idea, the right formula to be better than anybody else, even as good as anybody else. It's a different way to live, you see, when you meet unconditional love within you as the teacher or the lover. You see, love, unconditional love, will teach you. But it will love you first. And it will teach you according to the love and the willingness and the openness that you have for it. So close your mind not again to be taught by you, the real you. Leadership. Where you begin to stand up. You begin to arise. You begin to make decisions. I made a decision. I see the handwriting on the wall, not I see what's wisdom. Wisdom has taught me. Wisdom, love, unconditional love. Wisdom, knowledge. The future, not the past. So I'm letting go of some things. I've tried to start a school for 20 years. And no longer do I now try to start a school. You do. I see that now, that it's time to pass on, to go on, to walk on, to fly, to excel myself, to simply be me. I'm an old man, 73. But I may live forever. And even if I do, I must change because you must grow. You must take these courses I have given you, if you will, if you choose to, and you begin to create the courses that you can see in the privilege of you that exist already in Database 1, outlined, named courses, Surrenderology 101. Begin with Surrenderology 101. What do you surrender to? Can you see in Database 1 words that I have channeled that are waiting on you that have been online for years, asking you to write papers, giving you the name of the paper, giving you the assignment, talking about courses, talking about how people come into a school, come into a school, come into a school. For what? To become, not master a body of material or a set of information, but to become a new creation that lives not according to the genetics of you, but something else that comes in the holy place, religionless. It comes to the common people the common women, girls, boys of every nation, tribe, and tongue, equally. Lovership. And this is what is coming forth. So I place in your hand this day a unique instrument, a writing utensil. I send it through this microphone and this technology to your face, to your faith, to your hand, to write, to begin to pick up and have faith, not but love. Love, that love will teach you unconditionally. And you begin to write your covenant, not somebody else's living by. Write you're new and faithful. Write you're new with the face of you. The words you see by, you begin to live by. The words will light your path, for you are the light of the world. When you see this school, you begin to see faculty, staff, and student are one. They're not three, they're one. Not three, one. That's you, maybe not, but it's you growing up. It's you loving love, willing to know the difference between love that controls and love that exalts not, love that compares not, love that condemns not, love that creates a hell for you not. Critique? No. This school doesn't even have tests and exams. It's about becoming. This school, my school, your school, my school I'm in. I'm still in. I'm speaking as I learn to speak. As I learn to speak, I'm learning from what I speak. The consciousness creates the creation that creates the creator of it again, you see. One. Out of the box, Jack. No more putting. No more putting it back in the box. Gosh, that reminds me sometime back. Bought a new mattress. You probably know where this is going. I bought a mattress, right? A mattress for a bed. A nice mattress. It's shipped to me. And it comes in a little wrapped up thing that looks like about the size of a normal little common bath towel. And so it tells you, be careful when you cut the packaging, not to hurt the mattress, but to realize it inflates rapidly. Man, you cut that thing and then it goes, it's so compressed, almost unimaginable. There's no putting that mattress back in the box. There's no putting that mattress back in the packaging. When the word of the Lamb becomes you, not sacrificed to idols other. When you are willing to no more sacrifice you to a God. When you're willing to no more sacrifice your children to Molech. When you're willing to no more live your life in the valley of confusion with the ambiguity and the control. With control, controlling, control. Multiple hierarchies. Living, exalting, patriarchy. When you're willing to see the most powerful thing on earth is inside you. It's you. unconditional love. Hang planets in space, that power is within you, within your voice, within your motive, within your memory or your mind, your consciousness. You see, when your consciousness is complete, it's not separate, self-contained, little in its thinking like a grasshopper. You're collective now, collective consciousness, the completion of the consciousness, the entry point that you begin to enter in to where you are, who you are, what you are, the power of love itself. It doesn't constrict it any longer. You see, this is a paradigm of power. This is a leadership series. I teach leadership. I speak leadership to you this day, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever your name is, whatever religion you've been immersed in the past, no matter what you think of God or who you are or what your opportunity is. I come to you in faith, not. I come to you with the face of the living eternal. Memory, not. But the future. Are you the face of your future? Will you be? Will you create you now? Will you see you have the tongues of men no longer controlling you? Will you be the tongues of angels, not, or will you be an angel? Are you the energy of the angelic? Consciousness of one, the cosmic? Being no longer afraid of it? Being no longer afraid of the angels? The aliens? Why are you afraid? There's no fear in perfect love. When you know who you are, you're worthy. You're competent. You're qualified. Learn how, step by step, day by day, with this magical instrument. Your pen, your love. And no longer be an instrument of division to each other. Love each other and let your love flow through your lips, through your pen, through your words to be the living word, the eternal, new, and infinite covenant. For maybe 20, 30 seconds, I had on my screen said reconnecting, reconnecting, reconnecting. So technology. No more limited to technology. See the face of the wind, the faith of the wild, not. But you're no longer tamed as a man for a woman or a woman for a man. You're no longer groomed to be flesh populating the earth for a God-worshiping series. You're no longer under patriarchy. You're not under love. You're it. You become it. I hand you the mantle. I place before you meonics. The word of the living God, not, but the word of living love and your two shoes that has your name. Your eyes, your ears, your voice. As you come as a little child to be led to the slaughter no more, but the living love of one to all have the consciousness of one. So I no longer start a school. Oh, I may start many schools, but not like I was thinking. Not like I was thinking me of. Not that I'm leading. I'm not the administrator. I'm not the leader. I'm not the technical technician. I'm a lover. And I fell in love with love. And I ask you to. I ask you to lead by choice. I ask you to lead by choice. 3 times, I ask you to lead by choice, your choice to lead. Lead you in marriage, not again to the breath of another. Begin to lead you into the holy place where you begin to spend 3 hours every morning, 3 hours a day, where you're not a sentinel on guard for other, but where you simply come as a lover and open your heart. It's not your blood pumping muscle. Open your consciousness to perfect love. I love you. I go now. My name is Theodore Cottingham. A simple man. So if you make a Meonics school, power to you. The School of Meonics, Judy Jones, School of Meonics, Kathy Bailey, George Bailey, School of Meonics, A Wonderful Life. George Bailey, George, are you listening? Mary, do you see the seed? Or was the seed invisible that I just gave you? The seed that's invisible that I've given you for 20 years because it's the words. The word is the seed. The holy place, the temple not made with hands, between your ears is now connected to a consciousness, if you will birth it and begin to grow your connections of light with the living light that has no end. And needs not syllables in your language to communicate. One language across all the land, throughout the world and farther. One language. One language. That's all, just one. Why? Is it English? Is it love? Or is it light? Or is it an energy that begins to prevail, not in separation, because you give it entry into you? Will you enter the holy place? Will you enter your own consciousness with the love of one? Will you become part of something bigger, mightier, stronger, immortal, infinite? Are you willing to no longer limit you with your words and live the words, the definitions of what you think they mean? Are you immortal? Are you mortal? Is it appointed unto you once to die and then the judgment? Well, if you believe that, you can do that. You can appoint you to it. And you can experience some sort of simile. I love you. I free myself from you who don't want to be me. Unconditional love asks to walk into your shoes, to walk in your shoes and deliver you from death and raise the life of the light of one consciousness, the creators who no longer let control you. Live the living, infinite, immortal breath of one, creating love. This time, for everybody in your path. This is the path of Meonics. Me on. Me becoming the jewels in your heaven, jewels in your crown. The jewels, the meons, no longer a crown of thorns, the thicket wicket of your neurons. Deception by choice no more. Lead. Lead by choice. Begin your leadership. Devotion to no other. Lead you out of the kingdom of man. Out of the kingdom of the molecule. Be intangible and tangible too. Be your word, but much more than your word. Be the angels. You see, we're coming into the consciousness of one, where we create creatorship. And I'm asking you to create the creator that's you. We're creating creatorship. Leadership, creatorship. Leadership by choice, creatorship by choice. For you to create you again. Oh, no matter what you called it. I love you. I go now. My school is me. Me on. Me on. Meons. Glow now. Particles. Particles of the molecule. Particles not in suspension of an energy field force of other. Are you magnetic no more? Are your auras no more led by chakras other or what they're experiencing? So this morning on my website, you see, honestly, I didn't even put the name of the school. The School of Cosmic Leadership. Oh, I've called it that too. School of Leadership, School of Light, Light, Love, and Peace, School of the Inner Me. I call it a number of names. Maybe you'll start a school and use one of those names. It's fine. Use your name. You're qualified. You're competent. You're worthy. You're worthy. I pronounce you are worthy to heal you, to hear you, to enter into your holy place with unconditional love and see, feel, and become the living word. So I'll read you this little paragraph I put on my website this morning, TheodoreCottingham.com. I am no longer trying to start a school. And you see, this is a big deal. For 20 years, most of 20 years, it's been my effort, my quest, my call, my burden. I'm no longer trying to start a school. I pass the call to create a school. I pass the call to create a school to you who enter my covenant and begin creating yours. My covenant, database 1. The Meonics covenant, call it what you will, call it what you like. The first 2,400 lessons that as I began to go to that little chapel, years ago, a little chapel in a church near my home. And then for a few months, I went to First Methodist downtown Cathedral. But they didn't want me. So I went to a place that accepted people like me. They fed the homeless. Trinity Episcopal Church. Trinity Episcopal. They let people like me in. They welcomed me. When I asked them if I could come pray in their church every day, they welcomed me. They treated me like royalty. Ed Rolling, I love you. I've published what I've channeled for some 20 years. I've shared with you my path. I still teach almost daily on YouTube. My writings are online, and I lay the Meonics path at your feet. It's not an easy path, but I believe in you. Lead now. The door is open. And I invite you to subscribe if my words mean anything to you at all. Thank you to all of you who know in your heart there's more for you. There's more in you than has ever been taught. Lead now. Lead now. Become the light. Become the light being. Become the light being that you really are, not limited to flesh. You're the light of the world. Dr. Theodore Cottingham. I got my doctorate in strategic leadership 20 years ago. From an accredited institution, Regent University in Virginia Beach. They talked about Christian leadership to change the world. I don't know any of their leaders changing the world. But I found my world inside me. I found the Creator inside me. The one that created, not control, but in unconditional love said I was it. We are one. And I've given you my words. And I invite you to subscribe to my words. Subscribe. It's $10 a month. Too much. So now I'm not trying to start a school. I'm a publisher. Publishing what? My words. I'm a simple guy. I've begun to share my writings now. The transcription of my teachings on my website, Substack, YouTube, Spotify. And I'm offering membership, subscription, or whatever. Because you see, I don't think I need to give everything away anymore. I used to. You see, even in the words of my covenant, it talks about a school being tuition free because it's given. You see, you don't pay a cost when you come into the holy place for the original words, the original communication, the language of light. Not in dollars, but in terms of operation in this world. It's nice to have some money for ice cream and a cup of coffee. Subscribe if you want to. I love you. I go now. I believe in you. Be not afraid. Pick up your pen. Wear the mantle, no longer of faith and separation, but unconditional love. and clothe you with it. The white light of unconditional love for every person. Because you see, because you know what's underneath their flesh. And that there is a consciousness that is still connected to that which is infinite love. And they have the opportunity to birth it. Show them the way if they want to see it. Teach love, my friend, and not law. I love you. Good day. I am Theodore Cottingham in Eureka Springs with the love for you all that knows no end. Be the one. Lead you out, lead you in, lead love, and be joyous. This is the day of your salvation, this is the day of your leadership. Lead love. Create your courses. Be in the course. Find the assignments in Database 1. The link is on my website, TheodoreCottingham.com. You can click on my covenant. See it right there, and you can search on assignment. You can search on meonics. Search on faith, love, law. It's about 10,000 pages. So there are a lot of subjects addressed in unique ways with the light language, the love of one for you to be it, the Creator recreating you. I love you. My name is Theodore Cottingham, and my school is named Theodore Cottingham. And I love you. I teach love. You can write me at Box 34, Eureka Springs, Arkansas, USA. Good day. TheodoreCottingham.com. Share these words. Live these words. Listen to them multiple times. Making notes. Loving, linking. Look up in Database 1, my covenant. Linking. Look up a funny word. Lessonating. Lessonating. Lessonate. A system of linkage where you begin to look up the lookups, because there are times in these words, specific things, and my covenant tells you, look up such and such. Be the faithful, not be the originators of source joy, the universe, the connections, the consciousness, and enjoy life now, the living that affords you paradise to enter into yours first between your ears in the holy place with the lover of all lovers, the real you. Hugs. See you later. Subscribe. Love me. Pick up your pen and write. Good day. And you do things like this now. You have your own YouTube channel. You start your blog on WordPress, on Substack. You begin to record on Spotify. Be silent no more in your temple. Thank you. Leadership, arise. You're qualified. You're competent. You paid a price. You're competent. You're qualified. You're worthy. Thank you. Good day.